You have 3 voicemails.
If you know that you can achieve greatness, but you opt for a life that is mediocre or bang average, it's a waste of life.
I think it's a very normal thing.
It's not normal. It is not normal.
It's
not normal. It's not normal. You want to go to therapy? Hello there.
Welcome to the show where we have the convos about Vietnam, you know.
My second pet peeve is, and I don't think I've actually explicitly told anyone, but you can sort of infer from my personality and how I talk, etc.
Yes.
Is if you have potential in something, but then you're settling for mediocrity. I don't like that. If you have potential in something and you're good at something, or at least like you have the ability to show that you will be good at something, and you're passionate about it as well, but then you're okay with just being mediocre, it's such a waste of life in my mind.
No, I don't agree.
You don't agree. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's talk about it. But I think it's such a waste because you're blessed with one life, right? Recently, I'm not sure you know, but there's been instances and stories about people who were not that fortunate. So, for example, Ronaldo. Do you know about that story?
Yeah, his kid, right?
Yeah, about Ronaldo's kid. Unfortunately, didn't make it after birth. And so there are people and souls out there who are not lucky enough to have this life. We are lucky enough. We don't have disability, mentally and physically. We've got all the tools we need to achieve something great that we can leave in this world. If you have the ability, the potential to achieve something great and to leave a mark in this world, and you actively make decisions that do not help you to pursue that greatness, and you're okay with settling with a very mediocre life, I think it's such a waste. It's such a waste. What do you think?
I think it's not a waste. It is a waste to someone who sees potential and someone who is seeking to maximize efficiency. You know, if you see a machine and if you are the mechanics, then you see some parts not working to the full extent, then you want to fix it, right? And I see in that perspective. But to think about a person's view, maybe there's a reason why they settle for it. You know, maybe if they achieve greatness, they will have to pay with some other things. You know, like
for example,
like family. So if you are famous, then you live in a glass house, right? People watching you all the time. You know, have private times with your family. So that's the price they have to pay, and maybe they're not willing to pay that price. And also the pressure, you know, you have the capability, but in order to actually achieve greatness, I feel it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of grind, and lots of disappointment, and you know, and dispute with other partners in your company or whatnot, and all of that. Maybe they have considered all of that, and to them, it's okay. Then I don't want to pay all that just to achieve the greatness in the area that I'm passionate about. Maybe they change their passion from I'm passionate about this to I actually value my time with my family, etc., or my peace of mind more. So I do see your view in that, because it is a waste from one perspective, but to them maybe it's the best decision overall.
So that's a great point, and that's probably the greatest point you've made. But I would like to dispute it just because this is Convo Comrades, right?
Yeah.
You know this now. You know those things. There are case studies of, okay, let's say footballers, they lose their privacy, etc., right?
Yeah.
There are case studies of really rich, famous businessmen who, you know, divorce their wives or, you know, have family problems, etc. You know these things, right? It's within your control as well. Now that you're aware. Back then, they weren't aware of it. And there are certain tiers of greatness. You're Ronaldo, you're a different tier, right? If you're like, I don't know, a Tulliver, He's a different tier, right? But there's still some sort of level of greatness that you can achieve in certain scale. For example, in the niche that you specialize in,
Yes.
in the market that you specialize in, or in the region you specialize in, or globally, right? Globally is Ronaldo, Messi, etc.
Yeah.
Right? So to an extent, I think it makes it more interesting, more of a challenge, and more fulfilling if you know these things, you know the level of greatness that you want to achieve, you work towards it, and you're still aware of, and you're able to balance family, etc., mental health, so on and so forth. That to me is the best life. And that's why it's a challenge. If it's easy, no one would have done it, right? No one would have gone for it. Oh, sorry, everyone would have gone for it. And to me, it's about, once again, opportunity cost and what happens alternatively. In an alternate universe, it'll be doing an office job, working for other people, earning a fixed salary, yada, 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 right? Probably having to, I don't know, answer a call from a partner or your boss at whatever time in the week if there's a hot deadline from a client.
Yeah.
You know that term, shit rolls down the hill.
Yeah.
Shit rolls down the hill, right?
Yeah.
If you work for someone else, etc., shit rolls down the hill. You're going to have to, exactly, especially also in an area you're not even passionate about. Don't tell me your area, you're passionate about it. I know your area, you're not passionate about it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
not
boring
passionate.
as shit.
Not passionate.
And it's not just you. It's probably all of us at the moment. It's not that interesting. Probably a bit more interesting in certain areas, but generally is not the area. If you're a creative person like yourself and you're a creative person like me, no way this is what you call interesting area, right? There's so many other interesting areas that you deem in life.
Yeah.
So to me, that's all the downside and all the upside of it. Of course, caveat certain conditions that you just need to be aware of, managing family, managing personal life, etc. But it's much more worth living than a life that is average. What do you think?
I feel it's hard. You said it's very challenging, that life. And the first danger to me is once you begin that life, right? There's no guarantee that you can stop. So you,
what do you mean?
You keep wanting more.
Oh, that's a bad thing.
Yeah. And so, for example, you was talking about balancing it, right? And I'm talking about your, let's say, your professional work. You're doing, I don't know, footballer, and your personal work, life, and you are trying to achieve a level of greatness that's not too great, but I mean, like, not top tier, so that you can still balance your work-life balance, right, so to speak. But once you get into that zone of, okay, let's achieve greatness, first of all, it's very hard to stop at a level of, okay, great.
Agreed. Especially in sports and football.
Yeah, we want to strive for
it's
more.
Competition. Yeah.
And because of that, it's very hard to achieve that work life. Maybe it's impossible, because before starting the journey, that, okay, I would try and balance it. But it may be once you get here, you try all you get, you spend all the time in work instead, just to reach that top little bit, just to get it above the line. And you forget all about your personal life, your family or whatever.
But doesn't it, once you move towards that space, right, doesn't it make sense for you, given your skills, capabilities, resources, wealth, recognition, etc., to have in place a system to enable you to balance? So my point here is, and you're choosing football, which is a very specific, because footballers, they tend to like retire at 35 and their life is completely different afterwards, right? But whatever you do, right, you tend to have like a Chutli, a personal assistant, a manager, etc., and they'll take care of things so that they take time away from you, so that you will be able to have time, so that you can allocate that time to family when you reach a certain level of success. Later down the line, it's not just a manager, it's a team. You probably have an assistant in terms of music production who will do the raw importing, exporting, etc. Initial cuts, finding beats from different areas, finding raw files, etc. for you, and then you just go in and you start working on the creative stuff. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about a system that helps you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be great
and then
to have.
Like a market. You have a marketing manager.
Yeah.
Who does all the marketing and social media for you?
It could happen. And it'll be great to have it, but there's no guarantee. Because
that's what. So that means that because of, once again, risk and return, right? So that means that you're okay with a mediocre life then.
Yeah.
So do you going back to my point? So it's the pet peeve, right? We're talking about the pet peeve.
Yeah. Yeah.
My pet peeve here is, if you have the potential, right? If you know that you can achieve greatness, but you opt for a life that is mediocre or bang average, it's a waste of life. Do you agree or don't agree?
No,
you don't agree.
I don't agree.
Okay, why?
Because
Why?
I still enjoy life. Even if I'm not famous, even if I don't make it in music making, I still get to make music without going through all the stress. And I know, right? The common narrative is, if you don't work hard, you don't get the results, etc. But there's also a narrative of, okay, I don't want to go through all the stress. I want to enjoy the process as it is, at my own pace, doing whatever I want. And that's it. There's also that, but I don't think people talk about it and people praise. People always praise, okay, hard work, you do this and get results. So that's my view.
I'm trying to internalize this.
It's not a waste. It's a waste in terms of efficiency. But
I just think, this is not even about you, right? It's a broader pet peeve.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just using.
I just feel like they can. I don't know. I want them. So, for example, at the moment, right? Some of the analysis by some of the hosts from Viet Devils, once again, I have to use these examples so that you can relate to and other people can understand.
Yes.
Some of the analysis and some of the content from some of the hosts of Viet Devils is very good. It's very good. It gets 4,000 views, which to me is not high.
Yeah.
I want it to get 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views because it helps people. It helps the broader, let's say, Vietnamese football fan expand their knowledge in terms of understanding a football club, in terms of understanding the financial side of a football club, but also the impact of the business side on the football performance on the field, right? And they present things and they give really, really valuable content. But it's such a waste that it's not landing on many other people's devices yet, right? And I always think that, and I always think, as the founder of Viet Devils, how do I make sure that we build a community and it grows fast enough so that this content, this value that they can bring to the world touches many other people, and it has a good positive impact on so many other people. That's what and then it links to other people as well outside Viet Devils. If you make good music, in your case, or if you have the potential to make good music, if you have the potential to make good art, if you have very good skill in growing plants, whatever it is, right? I don't care, right? Whatever it is, if you have very good project management skills, for example, on large construction programs, etc., you have a skill in a particular area, right? And you're not utilizing it to achieve greatness, it doesn't add value to the broader society. It's a waste. And I want that value to reach the right people and to get the recognition it deserves.
I feel like you are the government. You're trying to allocate resources, right? But right, you're trying to allocate the most efficient. But it is good, and I get what you're saying. It is a great cause, and your example about Viet Devils completely makes sense. But for some people to go through that process, to go through that stress, is not worth it.
Why do you think it's stress? You immediately, I think your default state is that you think that you're going to go through stress. But don't you go through stress in your daily job?
No.
You recently moved offices, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But Long, you're at a manager level at the moment, right?
Yeah.
You're going to reach senior manager and director if you carry on in this route, right? You're going to experience stress. Believe it or not. You think, okay, at the moment, you're doing probably manual tasks or tasks that might not like be very specifically client, direct, for client facing, etc. Okay, that's fine. But you're going to experience stress in your job where you're being thrown into that you have to talk shit about that specific area where you're not passionate about. It's going to be a bland conversation, but you're going to have to hold your case. You're going to go through the process of politics in your office. Don't kid yourself. At the moment, you're in a good position because it's still early in your career. You know it's coming. You're going to go through stress as well. So why do you think that this route is more stressful than the route that you're going to go through in the next 20, 30 years of your career?
It comes to the case of, I also don't see myself doing this, my current job for forever.
Okay. So what are you going to do then? This is very interesting.
And then this is the next question, right? I don't know what I would do. Right? And I think it's a case for a lot of people. Maybe it's worth talking about.
Just continue talking. I have my AirPods on. I can still listen to you. I'm getting water.
Okay. What was I talking about?
Your job.
Yes. It's a common problem, I think. It's a common thing in this world right now, is people who are not sure what they are going to do in a very long term. And the reason I'm not stressed at work right now is because I don't see I'll be doing this forever.
Yeah.
So I hardly get stressed. There will be deadlines, there'll be this, there'll be that. But then to me, I internalize it and I said, okay, I'll do my best. If I work long hours, that's fine, but I don't stress.
Yeah. No, it's because okay, fine. It's interesting to know that this is not something that you see yourself doing in the long term. Okay, fine. So what is your long term?
Yeah. So this is the question, right? Even I'm asking, what is the long term?
Okay, so it blows my mind even more, Long.
Yeah.
It blows my mind even more that that this current job at the moment is not what you want to do in the long term. And you're not developing a plan B in place for you to jump to it. And this plan B is buying that machine fast, upskilling yourself in the area you're passionate about, and exploring whether this is a viable career path. It blows my mind. This makes my argument even stronger. Because, okay, if you think about it, right, we probably resonate in terms of careers, etc. Okay, I probably at some point in time I want to try something new. But the difference is I am developing all of the systems in place at the moment so that when I do make the jump, it's already running. I hit the ground running, the machine's already running. Whether it's my YouTube channel, whether it's Viet Devils, whether it's making cinematic travel videos for clients, etc. Everything's in place. I can jump to any ship and it will continue to run. It's not going to be a shock. It blows my mind that now I know that this is not your long-term thing, but you don't have a system in place as an alternative option. Please tell me. Please share with me, as well as the audience, why that's the case.
I think it's a very normal thing.
It's not normal. It is not normal.
It's
not normal. It's not normal.
It is normal. It
is not normal. Okay, wait. Tell me why it's normal.
I think what you're doing is extra normal. So
it's extraordinary. What is extra normal?
Yes, extraordinary. And I think my situation right now will resonate with more people than your situation. So you're setting up processes in preparation to jump, etc. I don't think a lot of people do that. First of all, they don't know where to jump. And that's the same narrative, right? People don't know where to jump, so they end up staying in the same job.
Yeah, but you know you're going to jump. That's the difference.
Yeah, I know I'm going to jump.
Yeah, that's the difference. Some people, they don't have a place to jump, so that's fine. They stay there for the rest of their lives. Fine, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right? Pros and cons. But you know you're going to jump. And if you know you're going to jump, build your bloody other ship so that you can jump onto it.
Yeah.
Why are you not building your other ship?
I'm still thinking what my other ship is. It may be music making, but it may not be. It may not be. because I've settled that it could be
How
a
long
hobby.
do you need, Long? How long do you need? Do you need another 3 years? How long do you need? Tell me.
Soon. Once it's a
Yeah,
process,
what's soon?
right? Yeah, you have to plan for it, to really think it through what it is that you want to do in life.
Oh my days. I
So-
am absolutely shocked, actually.
Meaning of
shocked.
life. Meaning of life. Maybe that's the next thing we could talk about. You're
Oh
shocked.
my God. I'm actually shocked. Okay, if you go on any YouTube video and you search how to quit your job or top tips to quit your job or top 5 things you need to know before you quit your job, etc., this is the number one thing. Always have something running in the background while you're doing your job so that when you quit, you have immediately something to fall on. I thought you were doing this for the rest of your life. But it turns out today I learned that you don't want to.
Yeah. No,
And
there's a difference, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to versus whether I will or not. I may end up continuing for longer than I expected. I'm not saying I'm jumping ship in a year or 2 or 3, maybe.
yeah.
Maybe I'm still doing this job for the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So in that time, I will get time to think through what I want to do next and then prepare for it.
To what extent, more provocative questions here. To what extent do you
I want to talk
think
about
that-
my pet peeves.
But I think hopefully this is beneficial and helpful for you, right? I don't
It
think
is,
you
it
probably have these sort of conversations
No.
in the past 2 or 3 years, right? So you might actually tell me after this podcast that you still want to continue Convo Comrades. But anyway, look, another question is, to what extent do you think that the more you delay it, the more it makes it harder for you to quit your job? Definitely, right? If you don't have the system in place, you're still going to just continue to stick to your job until you have the system in place. But then you're not starting the process of having the system in place, and therefore it delays the process of you quitting.
Yes.
When did I start? When did I start cinematic travel films?
A very long time ago.
That's my year 2018. Till now, it's 4 years. And I might stick to my job, I don't know for how long, add in a few more years. That's the length of time you need to invest in your other ship. Once again, whenever you're not sure about something, just use other people as case studies. I think this is probably an interesting tip. Look at Hian, look at Qian Chiu, look at me, look at other people similarly in your position. That's the length of time. 18 till now is what, 4 years, add in a few more years. That's the length of time you need to build your other ship to be confident enough where you think that, okay, you're going to be able to make a good chunk of money from it if you quit your job.
You know what I feel from this? It's giving me a peer pressure vibe. Right? And it can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too, I feel. I think it's a constant issue in society that when you look to your peers and if they're achieving great things and you're not, then you feel sad. And if you feel the right kind of sad, then it pushes yourself. But
Yeah,
it feels
the right
wrong,
level of pressure.
yeah, if it feels the wrong kind of sad, then it just makes you feel more sad. So definitely it's a great tip, case study, using peer pressure to push yourself. But I'm also feeling that peer pressure too.
I mean, there's a difference, and I think that's a great point, right? There's a difference between, you always have that saying of don't compare yourself to other people, yada, 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 right? I get that.
Yeah.
But only when you look at other people and learn from them, that's how you can accelerate how you're doing, what you're doing, and you can make it better. It's like, once again, I have that video, right? How do you achieve 100,000 subscribers? I told everyone blatantly, don't follow my path. I have 100,000 subscribers. It took me 10 years. It's way too long. Here are some tips as to how you should achieve 100,000 subscribers, right? So it's also a very good thing to look at other people and learn from them, and even learn from their mistakes,
Yes.
as well as their successes.
Yes.
I think it's glass half full or half empty.
Yes.
it's the same thing, but you either be positive about it or you be negative about it.
So you need to come in with the right mindset first.
Yeah.
Before you start the process of comparing or case studying other people. But I feel there's an element of pressure. There's a part of me wants to do it my way, to be a bit more relaxed about it. And I know it goes against the most efficient way, which is, see how other people do it, see how well they do it, which is the process I use in my work. If certain people did a slide deck this way and it's slow, I will not use that way, and I use other ways. And I can apply it more fluidly in the work process. But in the personal space, I find that process of case studying a lot more harder when I don't have the right mindset. It means I can easily get upset when I compare too much. And so I need to really prepare my mental state before I do such exercise. Otherwise, I get down the spiral staircase of, I'm not good enough, right?
Yeah, but once again, my point is, people like you're good enough. You've got the potential. That's what I'm saying. You've got the potential, and I don't want it to go to waste. That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
Why are you saying understand like this?
I understand. And it will make me much more happier if I achieve that level with 1,000 pounds and 500.
Right, whatever. Look, anyway, so once again,
my pet
those
peeves?
those are two of my pet peeves, right? Number one, people coming late, and it's a broader point on the use of time. And number two is mediocrity. Next.
I want to raise a point here that to see where I'm coming from. I watch a lot of K-dramas, and I say I'm a very emotional person, and I resonate a lot with those drama when they show every day-to-day stress in the even the office environment. And, a drama showing people working a job that they're not that passionate about. They go through the stress, etc. So I really feel that. And for me, I feel there's a place for people to just chill, do nothing, reflect, and take it slow. And that's where I'm coming from, right? So far, throughout this conversation, I feel that you are very efficient. You do it, you seize the opportunity, do it fast. But without the right mindset, their mental health, can be affected. And I think you've got the good mindset to start this process. You know where I'm coming from?
No. No, sort of, yes, sort of. And I kind of feel like I don't know what it is. It's like even before doing it, you're already thinking of the problems. And it's not very suitable for a sort of startup, new business mentality.
Yeah, and it's
like before you do something, you already come up with 1,000 problems. You tend to fix the problems or manage the risk as you go along. So, for example, I know that it's going to bring me more stress. I'm not going to have enough time. Yada 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 yada. Right, and that's how normally I would manage the problem in terms of we agreed that we would shut down Convo Comrades, right? Because that will release more time for you and me so that I can focus on, let's say, Get Devils, etc.
Yeah.
I don't make cinematic travel as much as I used to because I know that will release more time for me to make football content on my channel, right? So as I see problems come, I manage and I control it. I don't plan 1,000 problems in advance and then tell myself, oh no, this is not worth it. That's not how it works. And I think you're just seeing problems and you're convincing yourself, shit, okay, I don't want to jump into that. But then you also forget that at your current course in the route that you're taking, there's a crap load of problems in front of you. There's a crap load, but you're just seeing problems from the other side. And you're telling yourself, okay, let's stick to what I have now. But there's a crap load of problems. For example, you're going to do your job for the rest of your life. You don't jump ship. You're not making a ship in time. You're going to be promoted if you stick to your job, and you're going to go through office politics. You're going to have to learn a lot. And once you specialize in this area, it's going to be even harder for you to quit because you're so specialized in the area, in that particular topic in finance. Those are the problems that you're facing if you continue your current route.
Yeah. No, there's truth in what you're saying. I agree. There is. And it just comes down to personality, right? This is something that I realized recently. You have to understand your personality. And if you go against it, then it makes you feel crap about yourself.
All right, can we go to your pet peeves, please?
Yes. Yes, my pet peeve is simple. To close this podcast. Okay, so enough with all the deep and... pressuring pet peeves. Comes with the more relaxing pet peeve. My first pet peeve is staying next to someone who is shaking their thigh.
Are you for real, man?
No, that's a real pet peeve. Are you saying you're not annoyed at all when the person next to you
I don't notice it.
How can you not notice it? It's shaking like crazy. If they're
Probably
shaking
no
the
one
thigh.
does it next to me.
Once you do, I have a lot of people does it next to me, and I'm very annoyed. Do you do
Is
it?
it because they skip leg day and the thighs are small? Buddy, Vietnamese
No,
bread sticks.
it's very distracting. That's why. That's my number one pet peeve.
That's it.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Can we go for something a bit more macro?
Okay. Number two pet peeve is when people don't respect local rules and local norms.
So people who go to other countries and then fly drones around.
It could be. No, for example, queuing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind queuing.
I think that's going to be a huge cultural shock for me as well. When we
I
go
don't
back
mind
to Vietnam.
queuing. No, I'm not. My pet peeve is not about not queuing. My pet peeve is about not following social norm. My point is, it's not about queuing or not queuing. It's about queuing in the country where you're supposed to queue, and not queue when in the country where you're not supposed to queue. So in Vietnam, right, people don't queue. That annoys you.
Yeah.
That does not annoy me because I will blend in with them and I will queue jump everyone. But when I queue jump everyone and I see, I don't know, a guy from the UK queuing, and that annoys me.
Why would that annoy you?
Because he's losing out and he's not understanding the norm. He's like, oh, if you don't queue jump, you're gonna miss out, and that annoys me.
Yeah, but to what extent does doing that help to change society's behavior? Slowly, more people do that. It's kind of like if you go past the door and someone follows you, you hold the door for them. Are you just going to open the door and let it slam onto the woman's face? Or are you going to slowly do that so that society changes?
Society changes you.
No, you're part of society. You can change society as well. It's like this. Okay, once again, going back to Viet Devils, but this is an example, right?
Yeah, okay.
When I started Viet Devils, I asked on Instagram, should I be making a YouTube channel that is for the fans of Manchester United in Vietnam? I get a number of responses, some of which say that no, it's a very toxic community. Do you get where I'm going with this? I went ahead anyway, and now I'm trying my best to build a channel that brings together people who are civilized, who don't cuss. We're still angry, but we don't cuss. We don't use profanities. We don't use vulgarities in our analysis, in our reactions, etc. And this is probably a very rare community in Vietnam. Because people, when you talk about football, when it gets emotional, man, oh my God, it can be the worst. It can be the most toxic. It can be the most vulgar thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to cultivate a community where it's just better in the long run. I am doing my part to change society.
Yes.
Or do I just create a channel where we jump in and we cuss people?
Yeah, then that's why you started. That's one of the values of Viet Devils, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I start
Back to pet peeves.
if I start a queuing channel, then I might have the same values and I want to change the world. But I'm talking about the things that's not your core work. Right.
So are you telling me that now when you walk past, when you go through a door, like a supermarket door or something, you open the door, you don't care about whoever is behind you?
I care if they're like really old.
So you have to check? You have to check?
But in the UK, yes, I do it because it's
I'm asking about I'm asking about Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam.
A lot of people don't do that in Vietnam.
Yeah, no.
You don't care. You just let the door slam on them.
I check them.
What do you mean you check them?
I would check if they're okay to open the door for themselves. But what door slams? Okay, now there's no doors.
You go to a supermarket, yeah.
No, it's
you
automatic.
Open the door.
It's automatic.
No. Well, some of them are automatic, some of them are not. You open the door, it automatically slams. So there's someone's behind you. Do you hold the door for them? I'm sure you do. You'll say yes.
I would. Let me think.
So you're gonna evaluate their age, and if they're old, you hold. If they're young, then you're gonna let it slam on them. No, you're gonna hold it for them. But not many people do that in Vietnam. That's why we need to do that to change society.
I would do it. I agree. I would do it if they are right behind me. But if they are like 10 steps behind me, no, I would just. If I let.
But then you don't do that in the UK as well. If they're 10 steps behind you, it's too long.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So is that a pet peeve or?
My pet peeve is the social norm, not following the social norm in that country. That's my pet peeve. Not my pet peeve is not closing doors specifically.
But closing doors is one of the social norms. Oh my God, this is actually crazy. Right? Okay. And in your queuing situation, queuing example,
yes,
it depends on the situation, right? If you get like 100 people, fine. You try to fight for it. If it's like, yes. I don't know, whatever it is, like this new iMac, a free iMac, okay. No one's going to fight for it, fine. But if it's like a group of, let's say, 5 people, right? You, one of them, you're top of the queue. You got some British dude behind you and then 3 other Vietnamese people and 3 people trying to cut the queue. Yeah. Then you tell them off because it's only 3 people. The number of people involved is manageable. And you want to change society. You tell them, but look, the 2 of us are queuing, you go back. Right? So it depends on the situation and the number of people involved. Do you agree? Or do you not agree?
I do. I think it's a noble idea that you try to and I think I have seen other people who tried it and they just get ignored. I mean, I queue. I do queue. If there's a queue, I queue. There's no queue, I don't queue. But to speak to other people and try to tell them off, and they yell back at you, or start some sort of conflict for no reason, and it impacts my mood for the rest of the day, it's not worth it, right? You argue with someone on the street, it impacts your mood.
Agreed, but I think it depends on how you argue, and there's probably a point, right, where you just give up, fine. But I would say it quite, I mean, I'm not going to bloody be angry on the spot. Like, I'm going to take a bit of time to explain. I'm going to say là, cô ơi, bác ơi, hiện tại bọn cháu đang xếp hàng. Và...
Wait, let me be her, let me be them.
All right, let's do it then. You want to speak Vietnamese or English?
Okay, Vietnamese. Okay,
Vietnamese, but what about like our foreign listeners?
Oh, okay, then English.
All right, English then. All right.
And then I'll use Singlish because it's more relatable.
What the? All right, whatever. Excuse me, sorry. We are... Wait, am I the auntie or are you the auntie?
No, I'm the auntie.
Okay, so don't call yourself then.
Okay,
Yo.
go.
Sorry, madam. I think we're queuing here at the moment. Are you okay with queuing?
I don't know. I need to go now.
You need to go now. It's fine. We need to go now as well. So do you mind queuing? Yeah.
Sorry.
It'll take just 5 minutes.
Sorry. Urgent.
Yeah, it's urgent for us as well.
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah, we don't know as well. So can you go back and queue?
No. Who you think you are? Huh? You don't think I'm old?
I do think you're old. Yeah, I do think you're very old. You old ass woman.
you don't respect your elders.
I do respect, and that's why I'm saying it in a very polite way. We are queuing at the moment.
You don't understand. I'm urgent. I am urgent.
And I think we're urgent as well.
No, I'm old.
Oh, we're definitely not old. You are old, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. Now, see, your mood is impacted. Now you feel angry for the rest of the day.
Okay, look. If you speak to someone who's at that level of, I mean, I don't want to use this word, right?
Blunt.
Yeah, okay, of the level of mental health like that. Then fine. There's a point where you cut off, then you say, okay, fine, go. That's fine. I'll let them go first. But at least I want to make an effort. What if that person is also reasonable, right? You're using a very extreme end of an example. What if after you say that, you change that person's behavior from then onwards? You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. There's a chance. I agree.
Yeah. Like you try it for, I don't know, there's a threshold for you, right? Maybe it's 3-4 times. And then if it doesn't work, then fine. But at least you try to change. And if they have kids, they're going to change the kids' behaviors. I don't know.
I agree. And I agree that Vietnam is going to be queuing in 20 years' time. So it's inevitable. Right? So, but I like to say my mood is really important. I'd say my mental health.
Okay. Do you tend to get like, I don't know, mental outbursts?
Not outbursts, upset. I do get upset.
What do you mean upset?
When I feel sad about something, I feel sad about it for...
Oh, is it that time when you thought that you got a ticket?
What ticket?
For speeding or for...
Yes. Yeah, the camera flash and I thought I would get £100 fine and I feel sad for like 2 days.
Yeah. What about that time when it's Lunar New Year and you lost £5 to me on blackjack?
Yeah, that felt... Yeah, 1 day.
Okay, so that's your worst state.
Yeah.
You don't lose it at home. You go crazy and then you don't.
No, I don't. I'm very quiet and I keep thinking about it. And it's the worst state for me. I don't like it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
It's just personality.
Do you want to go to therapy?
No, I think everyone goes through this.
No, I don't.
To some extent, right?
Yeah. So if you go to therapy, it helps you to lower that extent.
No, I think this is still manageable. And I'm managing it by not creating triggers, right? By talking to random people and let them ruin my day. Okay,
fine. Okay, I get you now. Okay, and that impacts your decision on career, on jumping ship, on... I don't know.
Yes, understanding,
etc. as well.
Yes, understanding myself.
Okay, so it seems like that's the root cause. That's the root cause of your personality that potentially at the moment is hindering your other options. Do you agree?
Yes, my personality affects my decision. Yes.
So do you think that you should go to therapy? I don't think therapy is a bad thing. Don't think therapy is I mean, it's an open world now. Therapy is something that's very normal now.
It costs.
All right, so you go to therapy and you try to fix your mood, but then by paying for therapy, you already feel shit. And then the therapy woman's going to be like, oh, how's your day long? I feel shit. Why you feel shit is because I'm paying for you.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, you have a big problem.
when
Like, you need to pay for therapy, but by paying for therapy, you feel shit. That's why you don't do it. Oh my God.
I think I can live in a communism country where everything is free and it's given proportionate
Why
by
don't you go?
the
Yeah, you
central
go to
state.
like South, like North Korea or something. All right, fine.
Yeah, everyone has the same.
All right, so
portion.
is that the end of your pet peeves?
That's the end. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
and let's end the podcast. Let's end it now.
I was gonna say, thank God. I just wanna, before we end the podcast, I just wanna quote something.
Quote.
At the start of the podcast, you know what you said? At the start of the podcast, you say that you hope that Convo Comrades is going to be the Nike of podcasts.
What? Did I say that? Did I say that?
Yes.
When? Well, start of what? Like start of the journey, like a long
Yes,
time.
the very first episode. The first episode of Convo Comrades, episode 0. You said that you wanted Convo Comrades, not the Puma. Like you were saying something about, and I was saying something about Rihanna.
Puma. I said Puma. I said I want Convo Comrades to be the Puma.
Oh, did I say Nike?
you said why not Nike? And I said,
yeah, right.
Because I said
we're not Puma. We're not Puma. We're like some shit. Like,
we
ASIC.
ASIC.
No. Don't even think about it. We're like, I don't know, some crap. I don't know.
We Primark sports.
Some Central African.
wait, what's wrong with Africa?
Central African or some Mongolian, or I don't know, somewhere random, some sort of like homemade pair of slippers. We are that.
BTS.
No, not even BTS is good. BTS is good. That's why I'm not even saying BTS. All right, we are that kind of equivalent.
We're Bentang like fake sneakers.
Not Bentang is also too good. Okay. Bentang is too good, right? We're much worse. All right, we're much worse. Yeah. Anyway, that's our podcast. Okay, what are your thoughts on Convo Comrades and end it?
What did you say?
What are your thoughts on Convo Comrades? Can you end it?
I feel it's been a great journey. Almost two memorable events were creating the music for this podcast. We went through a lot of iterations, lots of draft before we have this out of nowhere, when we go back and forth and you said, no, this is too not good. But then you don't know what is good and what is suitable, but you know that this is not good. And then out of nowhere.
Do you still keep those versions?
Yeah, still with the lyrics.
Can you put it at the end?
Yeah, let me put the version at the end.
Let's put it at the end of this episode.
So that the audience can finally hear the draft, right? And Convo Comrades has helped me a lot as well. That's the second thing on speaking, on using the right grammar, and talking, asking the interesting questions and the right questions. So I'd say that's a very key skill, right? So those are the two things that I will miss most from Convo Comrades. Yeah, how about you?
I think Convo Comrades was a good failure.
Yeah, no, that's great.
It's a good failure in the sense that we learn a lot, right? And Convo Comrades, I have to give it to Convo Comrades. It helped me. At least I learned how to build a brand from scratch. It was fail fast. The concept in Amazon or Google, right? Or Facebook, fail fast. If you fail fast, you learn a lot and you pick up those skills. So you learn how to build a brand from scratch, logo, color scheme, I don't know, tracks, etc. All these assets, right? And it helps you. It helps you because I took all these learnings and I applied it to Viet Devils.
Yeah.
And I think it, in a way, accelerated Viet Devils to the extent that it is at the moment. So I have to give Convo Comrades its credit. The experience was good. Fine. We didn't get the success that we wanted, and that's why it's closing down. But I'm using the skills that I learned from Convo Comrades. Even the way that I talk, even the way that I'm able to talk continuously for like an hour or so, right? If I were to jump from my YouTube channel, here, CK Ray, jump straight to Viet Devils, it's going to be quite a jump, right? Because I hadn't spoken for like an hour continuously without any cuts at all.
Yeah.
And Convo Comrades helped me to bridge that gap. So learned a lot from that, and it was a good experience. And of course, all the branding, all the identity, brand identity, logos, etc., etc. I think that's a really valuable experience.
I agree. Yes, fail fast. I can use the same with my music making too, right?
Yeah.
Fail fast, and then I can move on to something else. Make lo-fi music for studying.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Let's end the podcast.
Over to you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being with us all this time. We appreciate you. But this is sadly the final episode of Convo Comrades. Follow us on Convo Comrades on Facebook, Instagram.
Don't be a devils, man.
No.
Okay, what are you going to do? All right, tell them one link to follow. What is it?
My link.
Yeah.
Follow my Instagram, Long K Production. Where I will release new tracks in 8 months' time. All right.
Now you laugh at your own joke. So. Exactly.
But thank you. And maybe one day we'll open this back again. We never know. Maybe in a few years' time, when Videvil has its own systems.
Bloody hate our kids.
And once I achieve my fame in music world, maybe I will.
Yeah, we're never gonna meet each other again then.
All right. What do I say now?
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Hello there. Welcome to the show where we have the convos about what we don't know. But if you know somebody who knows somebody who wants to be on our show, then please let us know.
Hello there.
Welcome to the show where we have the convos about Vietnam, Huh. Yeah. What?